How's it going, everyone? So I just got done playing Survival Ascended for the first time, and let me say, it was quite an interesting experience. I really enjoyed a lot of the aspects, a lot of the similarities, a lot of the differences as well. But there were some pros and cons. But I'll start with the pros of the game, then I'll go into the cons that I experienced, and overall give it a rating. But I do want to disclose that this is still an early access game, so the cons may just be temporary. But starting with the pros, I will say this game, the graphics in it are really breathtaking, absolutely amazing. If you've seen the trailer, if you've seen some other YouTubers playing the game, you'll notice that the graphics are just absolutely incredible. The detail is amazing. Another pro I'd like to add, though, is a unique new taming method. Yes, you still have your knockout taming methods. Yes, you still have your passive taming, but you also have baby claiming. And you have to kill the parents to do that, which is sad. You know, you feel bad doing it, but but it can be worth it. I ended up getting a trike. Yes, it was just a level 6 trike, but I got a trike just from ganking its parent. I actually got 2 trikes, but they I accidentally killed the second one with a slip of the hatchet. Oops. And the cool thing is they raise up super fast. If you claim a wild baby, you don't have to wait to like imprint it or anything. Or at least when I was playing it, you didn't have to. So either that's a bug that is going to be fixed, or that was the intended design. I'm assuming that's a bug because I'm like, that's too easy. So going off of that, the next thing I did notice is that the island, which is the only map that has been released so far, is still favoring lower level creatures. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, there's no high level creatures. Also, things don't go in intervals of 5. I'm sure you could go into the INI files and change that, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to let it be as is. Also, the dinos are kind of wonky. Their AI's a little wonky as well. So, but I'm sure, again, that's just a bug. But it's kind of funny. So, like, the pro of it is it's funny looking. The con is that it can be annoying. But the cons mainly for me are the graphics themselves. While they are gorgeous and amazing, they are too much for my PC. I actually crashed during the live stream. The game actually did crash. And I was able to get it back on and everything. And yeah, then I started getting these weird messages about so-and-so has joined the game or something. And I was like, I'm not on a public server. I chose a single player game. So I guess that's another bug. People are able to get into single player games. I don't know. Another thing I noticed about single player is that I experimented with trying to change the time of day, and you can't hit the tab key to open up the command bar to set the time of day. You also can't gamma as well, or at least from what I experimented with. So that can be kind of frustrating if you're planning on just, using a torch and, doing that. If you like using torches, that's cool. But, if you're like me, I don't like using torches in a cave. I prefer the gamma, and stuff like that. But I wasn't able to explore and get too much done because, like I said, the graphics were just getting too much. We're just unfortunately too much for my computer. So I was pretty much isolated at my base. Yeah. I noticed the further away I got from my base, the more intense the lag was. So yeah, my base, I just had to stay there. Also, I noticed that the game changes your character. My character's hair color is slightly different. Yeah, when I did the character creation, like the skin tone's different, the hair color was different, the height even. I noticed the height was different. So I don't know if that's a bug or whatever. But yeah, like I said, this game is early access, so over the next few weeks there are going to be a bunch of patches going on. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say. Overall, if it weren't for all the issues with the graphics, if my PC were able to run the game more smoothly, I would definitely give this a score of maybe 8 out of 10. Simply because the game is very similar to the old game. The concepts are similar to the old game. It's got amazing graphics. It's got, not too much has changed. I like. It's not a new game altogether. You don't have to learn new stuff all over again and things like that. But given the fact that my PC is having trouble running it because of the graphics, I'm probably gonna have to give it a 6.5, simply because the graphics are too much for my PC. Hopefully with patches over the next few weeks it'll be easier. Hopefully it'll just be my first few videos that are rough, and the live stream is the first video of my ARK Survival Ascended series. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for my first impression of the game. Obviously, I have a feeling that things are going to change now that the game's out. Wildcard's going to get their feedback from all the people who don't have fancy schmancy PCs. And they're going to say, hey, Wildcard, tone it down a bit, and, stuff like this. We love it, but it's a little too much. So the graphics from the old game were good. These are amazing, but they're too amazing to work, because I look back at some of the screenshots that I took today, like this one right here. I took it right before I closed out the video, and I was like, this looks deathly similar to Survival Evolved. Now, images like this obviously are nothing like Survival Evolved, but yeah, but the pro of Survival Ascended is that it only takes up 80 gigabytes of storage space on my PC, whereas Survival Evolved took up 433. I kid you not. So yeah, and yes, for those of you who are wondering, I do have a gaming PC, and Survival Evolved had 433 gigabytes. required to store for storage. Now I'm sure this one is going to have more when the DLCs are released. So when Scorched Earth and Aberration, Extinction, and the Center and Ragnarok, you know, and all those start coming out, I'm sure that's going to go up. But for now, 80 gigabytes, not bad. Not bad at all. So yeah, that's basically my review of Survival Ascended compared to Survival Evolved. Right now, it's a 6 out of 10, but if it weren't for the issues running on my PC, I give it an 8. I give it a solid 8. Whereas Survival Evolved, probably right at the end, Survival Evolved, I would give it probably an 8 as well, but then again, that's at the end of Survival Evolved's life. So this is the beginning of Survival Ascended. Given an 8 at the very beginning, that's pretty good. So anyway, yeah, that about does it. As I get tongue twisted. So hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.